Now, we're going to join Arit, who has gone to Essex to visit a new housing estate with an innovative approach to its gardens.
When it comes to a new housing estate, you expect to see, well, new houses, obviously, some road infrastructure, fences, maybe a bit of lawn, if you're lucky, some shrubs. But this is a housing estate with a difference.
When I drive into the estate, it brings a smile to my face every time.
They are full of flowers, bright colours. They just bring joy to you when you look out your window and make you feel happy.
This is Chattowood, a development of 86 houses in the village of Elmstead Market in Essex. I'm here because it's raised the bar when it comes to planting on a new estate, because 50% of the gardens are anything but typical. It's so exciting to see this amount of planting on a new development. All the plants are up close and personal to the houses. Gaura, steeper, herbs. You wouldn't expect to see this. And the clue is in the name. Chattowood is around the corner from the famous gardens created by the late, great designer and plantswoman Beth Chatto. And the developers gained permission to name the estate in her honour. But there was a condition, that the current Beth Chatto team were to be involved in the planting design. It was in 1960 that Beth Chatto and her husband Andrew set about transforming what was poor quality farmland into a series of highly influential gardens. The planting varied widely because it had to cope with hugely diverse conditions. Beth's granddaughter, Julia Bolton, was determined that if her grandmother's name was to be adopted by the new housing estate, so would her gardening legacy, but it had to be done sustainably. It does look amazing, Julia. I mean, you must be really proud of what you've done here.
I am, yes, thank you. We were looking to create a planting scheme that was good for biodiversity, that would be easy to care for in the long run, would be beautiful and not need to be watered. And it was important for us that it could be cared for by a team of non-horticulturists.
I guess what's really important and what you've done is ensure that there's a blueprint, a methodology that could be rolled out to other estates, in essence.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important now that we do things differently, that we start thinking about the environment more, thinking about biodiversity more, and we can do that so simply by using plants.
Yeah. Julia's team's key touchstone for the planting here was her grandmother's famous gravel garden. Originally a car park, Beth's gravel garden was planted as an experiment to test a range of drought-tolerant plants and became the perfect example of her mantra, right plant, right place. But for the plan to work, the soil on the new estate needed to be specially prepared. Rather than use nutrient-rich topsoil, the developer agreed to use a 30-centimetre layer of locally sourced sand and gravel, creating a weed-free aggregate into which planting began in 2022. At the helm has been head gardener Åsa Gregerswalg. It's really lovely being in amongst the planting. It is really beautiful. So what else are you planning to put into here, or what have we got here that's worked really well?
So we've really taken the plants that are the hardest workers and the easiest to maintain from the gravel garden and used them here. So evergreen shrubs, ornamental grasses and lots of perennials. The gauras, called Anothera now, they're doing really well. I mean, they're blooming from May until September.
At Beth Chatto's gravel garden, it is famously known for it never has been watered since the plants went in. What's the situation here?
It's exactly the same thing. So we only water when planting. If it's a really hot, dry spell, we might have to keep an eye on the plants for 1 or 2 weeks afterwards.
I mean, that's a great ethos, and
It
obviously
is.
they are loving it and thriving in it. But in terms of the care for you and the team, what's the sort of care regime? How many of you are coming and how often?
So it's 16 hours per month. So 2 people for 1 day a month.
For the whole estate?
For the whole estate.
Wow.
It's right plant, right place.
Yeah.
It really comes down to that.
Yeah.
And this is something, a concept that can work elsewhere as well.
Of course, this project is of interest to gardeners and designers like me. But really, it's the residents that it will impact. Residents like Donna Cousins and Andrew Duffield. Donna, you moved in about 3 years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 years in this month, actually.
How does it feel then to have a garden that's pre-done and looked after?
It's absolutely lovely. When we first came, it was, you know, a new garden, so it hadn't matured. And now it's all mature and we've got lovely butterflies, bees, and it's lovely colours as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. And then for yourself, Andy, you've bought a house that doesn't have the front garden.
I've got so inspired by all of this. I ditched the idea of doing a normal garden, so I've done this on my own at the back, my own version, my own take of it.
That is so
Drought-resistant garden. And I think somehow the plant, like even here, where you can see this here, look across there and there's another bit, it links the community together.
It's clear that the added curb appeal of the planting is encouraging residents to engage with their gardens. Not always easy on new estates when the ground is often compacted and barren. So it's inspiring to see how the plants are attracting more insects. Ecologist Dr. Chris Gibson has spent the last 3 years monitoring their numbers. So, this is the observing station.
This is amongst the flowers, watching the insects coming. This is all part of what I'm doing, surveying this site. So bioabundance has fallen throughout the world in recent years, and this is the sort of thing we can do to actually put back a little bit of that bioabundance. And we have done it, because the survey has shown that on average there are 10 times more larger insects in this planting as compared with the next door.
That is actually incredible.
Here there are rosemary beetles, there are ladybirds, there are cinnamon bugs over there on the salvias.
Right.
They are here because of the diversity of the plants, with a diversity of flower forms, each of which attract different insects. Solitary wasps, solitary bees, they're nesting in here.
I'm sold. It's just wonderful. With so many new homes needed across the UK, imagine if more thought was given to bespoke planting to suit the local conditions. Low carbon footprint, low water usage, low care input, but really high on biodiversity and great for the environment. And also, happy residents.